next bout is in the featherweight division and will be fought over three 3-minute rounds. Introducing firstly, fighting out of the red corner, representing Sarpsborg Chi MMA, Daniel Tryggvason. His opponent fighting out of the blue corner, representing Tsunami Gym, Raheel Khan.
This is a real rapper's theme music. Bitch, sing to it. This how you cook up some dope with no powder. Don't turn on that stove, just turn this shit up louder. Black Eddie Bauer, mask on my face like I'm ready to take what is yours cause it's ours. Y'all stole my style, I shit on you like bowels and take all your princesses. Bitch, I am Bowser. Superpowers, I got this weed. Gun on my head, dog, that's all that I need. I don't play games, man, I'm not in no league. And I don't drop no names, but bitch, I am from Cleveland. Damn, someone tell Britney we did it again. I heard who got it acquitted again. And my bank account holding 6 digits again. Pull out some hand. This for the ones who ain't make it. This for the ones who ain't make it. Focus your lens. Point it at me and see greatness. Point it at me and see greatness. Ready to Benz. Don't need a all black Mercedes. Tenzo need all white, he racist. But homie, I'm saying I need a penthouse that's vacant. They rap money, salam alaikum. The bitch is awakened. Pick up your shot. My bitch is a murderer. She got a body. She got that brain. Summa cum laude. My city, the jungle. Don't take that safari. It's lions, it's tigers. Gangs and disciples. Lords, Judas and Shakes and the rifles. Whores who swear that they
BCMMA 13. And we'd like to welcome once again our viewers joining us live on MMATV.com, watching the free live stream. It's Raheel Khan in the black and white, taking on Daniel Tryggvason.
Both guys very wide stances, wide guards as well.
Khan from Peterborough fighting out of Cambridge's Tsunami Gym. Look out for the hands on Khan. Bit of boxing experience.
And both guys exchanging very long-range kicks at the moment. Tryggvason the first to exchange in close. And he's got in deep on a double, transitioning to the single now. Looking to try and pick that leg up and walk it across the body. Good wide base from Khan.
Tryggvason making his amateur MMA debut here tonight, Josh, and like many Scandinavian fighters, known for that grinding, unpleasant ground game. And that looks like it's exactly where he's trying to take this fight. Closing down the boxer up against the cage, taking his footwork and fists away from him.
Yeah, staying persistent here. Good work from Khan and a great kick on the break.
Big head kick from Khan.
It's that kind of striking in the transition that really sets fighters apart, and Khan getting the better of that exchange.
A little bit of blood on the face of Tryggvason. I believe he's taking one on the nose there. Khan looking very calm as he comes in. Another high kick. Countered the kick with a right hand.
That right high kick, I mean, it should be harder to land. It's got to come up and over the shoulder, but...
Bit too overzealous with the Chuck Liddell special there was Raheel Khan.
Well, let's see what his defensive ground game is like. A lot of blood coming from the head of Tryggvason, but he's in a very strong half guard position here. Good underhook control. Staying nice and heavy, keeping his opponent very flat.
Looks to be the nose that the blood's coming from. There doesn't appear to be a cut on Tryggvason, unless there's something we've not been able to pick up here at cage side. Shouldn't impair the fight too much going forward.
Tryggvason has worked his way nicely to side control. See what he can do here. Heavy hips.
And the 20-year-old from Sarpsborg MMA having an impressive debut thus far.
Yeah, I really like how powerful his drives on his takedowns have been. Really covering so much distance.
Trying to set up the arm on the far side. Raheel Khan's going to have to watch that Kimura attack.
Yeah, he's
You
giving
think
up.
training up Tsunami Jim, he'd be familiar with defending the Kimura.
Now pop to mount, lovely there as he looks to end the last 10 seconds with some ground and pound. Great
Staying
posture,
very
great
active on the
striking.
ground is Raheel Khan.
I mean, I like that Khan was moving, but it was somewhat ineffective, and what an end to the round for Tryggvason. Probably going to go his way on the scorecards overall, I'd have thought. Some excellent takedowns, despite that head kick from Khan.
They looked very sharp on the feet, did Raheel Khan, but as you said, Josh, Tryggvason putting his stamp, especially towards the end of the round.
Well, you know what, now that I've said that, I'll be honest, I'd almost forgotten about the head kick in the process of saying it. I mean, a very even round, really, when you look at it that way. Some great damage, of course, on the face of Tryggvason. Damage, of course, not actually a scoring factor. What we're looking for is effective striking.
And you have to think, Josh, another 10, 15 seconds, and we could have seen referee Harry Selby call a stop to that fight. And as well as Raheel Khan was moving his head and shoulders on the mat, some big shots coming down from the man from Sarpsborg MMA.
I think we've seen, you know, both guys set their stalls out for their game plans here. Khan clearly a bit more dynamic, perhaps, in the striking. Powerful takedowns and good top game from Tryggvason. More of the same from both of them, I'd venture, in this second round.
Perhaps inconsequential, but Tryggvason does have some of the toes on his right foot taped up, and you're going to wonder if that's going to maybe affect the pop in those takedowns as this fight wears on. If you can push past the pain, perhaps it might not be a factor. Grinding his way into Raheel Khan now.
Tryggvason got so off balance on that takedown attempt, but he'd obviously thrown enough of a baseball punch to force Khan off balance as well. Khan did a great job of turning out of that suplex position, grabbing that overhook, and now he's looking to use a crossface, but unable to stop Tryggvason.
And Raheel's Khan's corner willing him back to his feet.
Yeah, it's good fundamentals from Khan. He's not accepting that bottom position initially. He's looking to frame on the head, post on the hand, and really try and get back to his feet quickly.
Daniel Tryggvason in conversation with referee Harry Selby there. I believe he's lost his mouthpiece. And Harry Selby does pause the action, puts the mouthpiece back in. And we are going to get back underway. Standing up very high in the guard. Can Khan kick his way out here, Josh?
Yeah, trying to keep those hips forward, really bend Khan's spine over. Got to be wary of the up kick, but just able to flick the hips and completely dispatch Khan's guard here. This defense is going to make getting to mount awkward. Got to be careful Khan doesn't find a way out the back here.
Dangerous position now for Raheel Khan. Tryggvason taking the back. Trying to squash him down into the mat.
Yeah, both hooks firmly in here. A lot of time to work in this dominant position, flattening his man out. And expect some big shots to come in short order.
Tryggvason looking to target those shots around the side of the head. He's got the option of a rear naked choke too, if you can snake one of those forearms underneath the neck.
Oh, Khan's doing a good job at trying to straighten those legs explosively and clear one of those hooks, but right now, the pressure from the hips of Tryggvason is going to make this position horribly uncomfortable for him. And I'm surprised Tryggvason isn't just punching with reckless abandon here. Oh, getting the forehead involved as well. Trying to be grinding and as unpleasant as possible.
Raheel Khan turning onto his back. Underneath full mount now. Let's see what Tryggvason can do from this position. Postures up, looking to land some more big shots. And again, great head movement from Khan on the bottom. Tryggvason just trying to target those punches. Hammer fist coming down. Harry Selby taking a close look at this one, Josh.
Well, it was good decision from Khan to keep the head movement going. Well, this fight's been... I was going to say, I don't think the fighter was quite... Well, he looks incredibly tired, doesn't he?
And he needs to be helped back to his feet. Does Daniel Tryggvason went for a last gasp armbar there at the end of the round. Didn't have enough time to play with.
Got to say, as strange as it might have looked, that head movement from Khan was incredibly effective defensively. I mean, I don't think one of those shots landed anywhere near flush on the target.
Well, we saw at the end of the first round, again at the end of the second, and the corner of Raheel Khan, they've been pointing across the cage to Daniel Tryggvason, saying he's tired, he's finished. We saw John Maguire administer a short cuff to the ear of Raheel Khan there, trying to G his man up for this third and final frame.
It's a very direct coaching style the Maguires have.
Never wants to mince their words.
No, but they're right to point it out. Tryggvason is incredibly tired here. And if Khan can muster up 3 minutes of explosive power, he may be able to really put the judges in a bit of a pickle with their decision making.
Wide open mouth from Tryggvason, taking deep breaths. I wonder if we're going to see Raheel Khan look for a body shot early here. Sizing his man up.
And if I was Khan, I wouldn't waste any time at all. I'd be jumping on this, trying to at least get some feints going, try and disrupt the breath any way I could. Right now, this is all extra seconds for Tryggvason to recover.
Oh, big right hand from Tryggvason, answered back from Khan.
Yeah, I think earlier in the rounds we'd have seen Tryggvason follow up with the takedown off that right hand, but...
And this is exactly what Khan didn't need. He exploded into Tryggvason there, but left himself open for that takedown.
He just got his base turned around the wrong way, weak in that plane of balance, and Tryggvason with a good half guard here, both underhooks. Bit of shoulder pressure coming forward, and he's going to grind the clock out here, perhaps.
That Scandinavian grappling style is just perfect for close quarters, grinding like this.
Yeah, Khan is
down the clock, only 3 minutes, remember, in these amateur contests, Josh.
Khan has got to get that underhook. He's got to get on his side, and he's got to start using the cage. If he can't post, start deflecting the head, he's going to have some trouble.
If Khan can scoot his hips back here, use that cage to walk back to his feet.
And of course, Tryggvason is going to be applying pressure the whole time. The reason he's not striking is he's doing everything he can to hold on to Khan's hips.
Not necessary for Tryggvason to finish this fight if he can stay in top position.
He's got some fantastic shoulder pressure for Khan's head up against the cage here.
Now, for viewers at home who may not be incredibly familiar with the mixed martial arts, it is no easy task to pin a man down like that for minutes at a time.
Well, especially when their only intention is to stand back up, and right now Khan is flat enough that, you know, it's a little bit easier for Tryggvason to do. Both shoulders are on the mat, there's no frame.
You'll note the shoulder of Tryggvason pushing down into the neck and jaw of Raheel Khan, keeping him pinned against the mat.
Yeah, and it's really dictating which way Raheel Khan can turn with his body. Very hard, obviously, for him to turn into that shoulder, which would be your
And referee Harry Selby has seen enough there. He's going to stand the fighters.
I think that's a fair enough stand-up from the referee. There wasn't really any intent to progress or strike from Tryggvason.
Tryggvason did point at his shoulder then to his corner. Perhaps a shoulder injury for the 20-year-old from Sarpsborg MMA. Regardless, he's pushed Raheel Khan back into the cage, and you've got to think that's all she wrote, Josh.
Yeah, I think regardless of the first round, it's going to go 2-1 on the judges' scorecards at least, if not 3-0. A bit of a stale third round compared to the other two, but a dominating bit of top game from Tryggvason.
Not the prettiest style, Josh, but certainly effective. And Daniel Tryggvason looks like he's about to pick up his first amateur MMA win here at BCMMA 13. Don't go anywhere, folks, watching on the live stream on MMATV.com. We've got a whole lot of action coming up for you this evening. 9 p.m, our professionals will enter the cage. Some huge bouts here in Colchester coming up for you this evening, live and free on MMATV.com.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, both fights in the center of the cage after 3 rounds of iconic grappler versus striker retro action. Your winner via unanimous decision, Daniel Tryggvason.